Hello there, Distrovio here, and welcome to a little bit of a quick showcase video. Today, we're looking at the Battletech universe, or more specifically, a mod for Gmod called Mechassault 2, the Mech Pack Public Beta, with the models and such based on Mechassault 2 Lone Wolf. Obviously behind me, for those of you who aren't aware, is a Mad Cat, or a Timberwolf, depending on who you ask. Regardless, it's a mod with big stompy mechs, with guns and upgradable guns, and you can shoot other mechs with your mechs. It's not particularly well balanced against, say, some of the Simfizz vehicles that I know of, but against itself, it works pretty well. Let's give you a proper look, shall we? At all of the mechs. Yeah, there's a lot of mechs. Let's take a closer look at them, shall we? Starting off with a number of light mechs. These mechs are small, they are fast, and, ignoring these two, are reasonably lightly armed. There's generally speaking two variations of each mech with different weapons. However, this will serve to show you a good indication of what the aesthetics are for these mechs. For me, not as familiar with older Battletech universe games, this looks like an urban mech to me, but that's just my perspective. I like this one though. These little guys down here, however, these guys are... what's the term? Elemental suits. For those of you who know what they are, that's all well and good. For those of you who don't, that is unfortunate. And yes, you'll see why it's a public beta, because, well, that happens. However, it's less of an issue with the bigger mechs, because your body is clipping inside of it, so it's all fine. Now, I'm not too sure about the actual, traits and abilities of each of these mechs within the Mechassault game. All I can really comment on is their efficacy in this game mod. Also, I may have put them too close together. Let's play around with this one, though. We'll also demonstrate a kill animation on this one. All good. Now, the light mechs all have a reasonable amount of speed. That much is pretty clear. What about the medium mechs? Well, they are about roughly medium speed. Duh. There is only 3 aesthetic variants of it. These short, fat, stubby ones. These ones which I quite like the look of. And these ones which I have a sneaking suspicion I can guess where they come from. Let's mess around with this one. Yeah. Medium mechs, nothing too special about them. They are decent speed, decent firepower, but not quite as fast as the light mechs, not as much firepower as the heavy mechs, like this wonderful catapult. Yes, this is basically just a cockpit with legs. No, this is not a problem. I wish there was a reverse walk animation, but that's okay. This one I'll show in particular as well, because it demonstrates a unique weapon type. A flamethrower. Although it's more like a fireball launcher, really. In what I know of this particular universe, setting mechs on fire is actually more effective than you might think, considering a big problem with mechs is that they produce a lot of heat, and they gotta vent it somehow. And this particular weapon is very good at making that heat fail to dissipate properly. So, you know, maybe that works in this game, maybe not. What I'm mostly showing you guys right now is the visuals. Then we get on to... There's a fair few over the heavy mechs. But, honestly, let's be honest. The only reason you'd want to use a heavy mech over an assault mech is because heavy mechs can still fly, assault mechs can't. They're, quite frankly, too heavy. Also, it's worth noting that not all mechs have the ability to fly. For example, the Mad Cat / Timberwolf, this one, and a couple of the other ones. Generally speaking, look at their backs. If they have a thruster pack like this one, they can fly. If they don't have it, like this one, they can't. Finally, these are some of the mechs that I should know pretty well. Or at least this one. This is an Atlas. Despite the fact that it has two fists, it can't punch you in the face. At least not in this current version. I would love to be able to see it happen, but that's besides the point. The heavy mechs are honestly the biggest and the best mechs, ignoring that one over there. In the full version of this mod, I expect color customization will be a lot more free than it is now. However, clicking the different skins is not an option in this. Each skin is tied to a different variant of the existing mech. However, you can always use the standard Gmod method of the color tool, and let's make this one a nice blue. And that works well enough. This is another fun one in particular because it has a unique weapon not available to any other mech. The lava cannon. And lastly, we have this monstrosity, the largest mech included in this pack. It is equipped with a lot of missiles. However, that's not all there is to this mod. There is also, or planned to be, a series of ground vehicles, like demonstrated with this wonderful little tank here. Again, ignore the fact that my body is sitting above the tank. That likely will be changed once the mod is complete, or it's some sort of mod conflict that I'm not aware of. Either way, it's a tank. It does tank things. You can hold shift to drive faster. You can not hold shift to and press the WAS and D keys to spin around like a lunatic. It cannot jump, much like some of the heavier other vehicles. You can probably ride it with one of these. That was a big explosion for such a small, thing. In any case, that's a pretty good demonstration of all of the mechs. Let's clean that up. And let's also show you something else that this particular mod does. We'll do it with the Timberwolf. Yeah, I think that has the correct weapon systems on it. Because it also features upgrades. Picking up an upgrade makes your weapon stronger, because as you notice on the HUD, it says Pulse Laser level 1. This is now a Gorse level 2, because we picked up that one. Energy weapons are the blue canister, and that red one is missiles. Generally speaking, if you pick up a missile upgrade, it will either increase the rate of missiles you fire for the crossbow, or it will make the explosives more devastating. For the Gorse cannon, I believe it just increases the damage per shot. And for the pulse lasers, it increases the rate of fire and changes the color. There is, in fact, a total of 3 levels of upgrades. With each different level also getting new sound effects. That's demonstrating with that. Let's use the Vulture next. I think that's got a good... Yeah, that should work. This one has autocannons. Autocannons, when upgraded, also do more damage per hit. Nice, simple system, and I'm not sure if what happens if you actually destroy a mech with those upgrades, but I don't believe you can keep them. No, you can't reclaim the salvage from destroyed mechs. It is intended that at one point in time the upgrades will have limited ammunition, whereas the level 1 weapons will have infinite ammunition. Which, fair enough, I suppose. And lastly, there is the repair kit. If you have a damaged mech and you walk over this with your mech, you will be fully healed. Make sense? Nothing too crazy there. Yeah. I think that just about covers everything. I don't think I tested this, though. Do the flamethrowers get an upgrade? Yes, they do. Turns out a single repair kit is all you need to repair to full health. So if you were setting up an arena for these mechs, good idea to not put too many of them around. So yeah, I think that's about does it. It's a pretty cool system. It works pretty well, pretty smoothly. Of course, you can't step over small barriers like that, which makes no sense, but that's why you have the smaller mechs which can just jump over it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Oh, it appear I broke the FX. Interesting. Did not know I could do that. Apparently picking up upgrades while your weapons are charged means that the FX is constantly on. Which is kind of cool looking, not gonna lie. So, who knows? Maybe it's intentional. In any case, I think that's enough for this quick little mod showcase. Thank you for watching. If you like this mod, I suggest you go and get it yourself and try it out, because it's freaking cool. And if you actually have friends to play with, it's a hell of a lot better, I would imagine, because, well, who doesn't want to have a freaking mech battle in Gmod? Because why not? Seems a little silly. In any case, thank you for watching, and I'll see you for some other random content that I figure I'm gonna do, like more Halo, sooner or later. See you.